Hi there guys, welcome to issue 9. So we've got some new rules today, so if you want to hang about till the end to go through the gameplay, I'll introduce you to that. If you're going to hang around, what you'll need is your playmat from issue 1, a range ruler and some d6 dice. Now we are playing with the 10 chain rasps today as well as our new models. So our chain rasps, they've rolled 2 dice each, so if you've got 20 dice you'll have the perfect amount to start. Okay, so what have we got this week? Sequitors and Castigators, so we've got some new models which I'll show you when we get to the build section. Discover the Legions of Nagesh. So Legions of Nagesh is another part of the Death faction, but is more skeletal and zombie and all that kind of thing. And then we've got new rules to play through, and that is saving rolls, which we'll go through shortly. Okay, in this issue, your Stormcast Eternals get reinforcements with this issue in the form of 3 Sequitors and 2 Castigators to join your existing units. Once you've built them, our paint guide will help you paint them to the same standard as your other models, and then you can use these Sequitors in a new playthrough. This playthrough adds saves to your games. Saves represent your model avoiding damage. The Stormcast Eternals may block a blow with armour and shields, while some may just pass through the Night Haunt. Happy hobbying. Okay, so what have we got? Marks of the Righteous, so that's Stormcast 3. Then we're going to learn about Legions of Nagesh. We'll discuss the Valley of Bones. Then we've got a build guide for our Sequitors and Castigators, which I won't go through because I've already built them. Then we've got a paint guide for the paints we've got so far. Then we've got our playthrough issue number 9. The Dead Refuse to Die. In this playthrough we introduce saves, a new step in the combat phase that allows models to avoid taking damage. And then finally we've got history number 7, Age of Myth. Included in this magazine is a fold out exploring Sigmar's origins and earliest recorded era of the mortal realms, the Age of Myth, which is here. And I think we'll start with this today actually. Right, okay, so what have we got? So if we start with the Cosmos Arcane, the 8 realms float in space, each linked to each other by a series of magical portals. Though they were different in the Age of Myth, their essence in the Age of Sigmar is the same. Many strange worlds make up the home of the God King Sigmar. The largest by far are the 8 mortal realms. These elements of existence can be imagined as spheres of reality, coalescing and breaking apart within the void. Each realm is made from the raw energies of creation, with different magic in each. In the spaces between them drift particles of neutral magic, much weaker in power than the magic of the realms. This huge space between worlds is known as the Aetheric Void, and it forms the sky of the realms. It was in this void that Sigmar was first awakened. Okay, and then it goes through those. I'll tell you what they are. They are Ulgu, the Shade Realm, Underworlds of Shyish. We've got the Varan Spire, Citadel of the Ever-Chosen, which is all points, which is right in the middle. We've got Akshi, the Bright, Golden Realm of Kamon, Savage Lands of Gur, and Jade Kingdoms of Gyron. Okay, the Aetheric Void. Okay, interesting. And then some of these different parts have got some of the symbols on there which you may not be able to see, but I can see Khorne, Skaven, Nurgle. Yeah, so there's lots here. So that's very good. So that is the Cosmos Arcane. We've also got here the God King Travels. Upon arriving in the mortal realm, Sigmar's first act was to explore his new home. So began an epic journey of discovery that took the God King to every corner of the 8 realms. Okay, and then on the other side of all this, we've just got more information on the Age of Myth. I'll read the heading. The Age of Myth began with the destruction of the world that was, a time that few except the gods can remember. Sigmar was cast out into the void, clinging to the remains of his broken world. Okay, so there's a history lesson in there for us this week. Okay, so let's blitz through the rest of the mag, get to the playthrough. So we've got Stormcast Eternal's Marks of the Righteous. The equipment and armour of the Storm hosts are covered with the icons and symbols of Azir. Though these symbols follow themes that are shared across the Storm hosts, there are many variations. Okay, so we've got Chamber Designation, which is the part that's on the top of the helmet there. Symbol of Rank, which is the shoulder thing, pauldron. Tell me if that's a pauldron. Then number 3, we've got what they've got in the tabards. Number 4 is the belt buckles. 5 is shield and shoulder pad. And 6 is the lightning symbol. You can see he's got it on his knee pad there. And then it's got a little description of what the different symbols are there. Okay, it's got different markings on different shields there. All of the storm hosts of the first striking bear the icon of a sacred hammer. Later strikings use other icons with each with a different meaning. The twin-tailed comet refers to the comet on which Sigmar arrived in Azir. The eclipse icon represents the light of Sigmar's salvation, and the wielded hammer represents the warrior's defiance. Okay, then it's got a bit about chamber designation and tabards. And so that basically gives us different colours of tabards. And we've got white, blue and red there. And then we've got beast marks, which is mainly found on the shoulder pads, but there's also some shin pads there. And we've got a lion. Right, we've got a cave bear, a star eagle, a celestial lion. Okay, and it's got a bit about conclave iconography. So we've got Angelos ones, Angelus, the Justicar, the Paladins, the Warriors from the Lightning channeling the Corpse Conclaves. The Lightning Bolt is by the Redeemer Conclaves, and the members of Ordinatus Conclave bear the Cog. Okay. Then we learn about legions of Nagesh. Nagesh's undead warriors are almost limitless in number. They are divided into vast legions, each made up of different kinds of undead. They are all equally lethal and enslaved to the will of the great necromancer. Okay. Nagesh's armies are vast, but he cannot be in all places at once. He relies upon his greatest generals, the Mortarchs, to lead the armies of death. Each of these Mortarchs wields great magical and military might, and has been gifted some of Nagesh's power with which to command their own legion. The Mortarchs were not chosen for their loyalty to Nagesh, but for their unique skills in what they can offer him. Okay, and then we've got 3 legions here. It goes to legions of Night, the Legion of Sacrament, and the Legion of Blood. Okay, then we've got the Valley of Bones. The Nighthaunt procession swept through the mist-shrouded valley, heading directly towards the hammers of Sigmar, who stood locked in formation. The gleaming gold of their armour glistened with early morning dew. Beneath the Stormcast Eternal's armoured feet, piles of splinters bone were spread out across the valley floor. The last remnants of a long-forgotten slaughter. As the Nighthaunt advanced, the beat of their skin drums drifted down the valley, a grim herald of battle to come. The Stormcast line readied itself in anticipation, battle-hungry warriors eager for the fight to begin. And we've got quite a long piece of storyline there. If people do want to hear more of this, I don't mind reading all the way through it, maybe putting it at the end of the issues in the future, because they are quite long. But if anyone does want to hear all that stuff, let me know in the comments, and I will do it. Okay, then we've got our build guide, which I have already done. So our Castigators look like this. Sorry, these are the Sequitors first, sorry. So they are all carrying those hammers. So these are all push fit. So they're fairly easy to put together. Again, I have glued them. just for a bit of reassurance. Then we've got 2 Castigators. So nothing particularly fancy about the models this week, but they're still nice. Okay. Right, so that's the build guide. There is a paint guide this week, but it only covers what has been done before. So we've already painted very similar models in the past. Again, going back to that Cantor blue we got last week. Okay, then we've got the playthrough. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the next 2 weeks. So next week, we have a Tomb Banshee, which is a really nice model. Very nice. I've already got one of these. Very cool. And issue 11, we get the first part of our Sigmarite Mausoleum. So we look forward to that as well. Okay, right. Anyway. Let's go through what we've got here. Now, what I was going to say to you is that the rules have been updated with saving rolls. Anastasia Starstrike shouldered her weapon and waved her troops forward. The Nighthaunt were everywhere, forcing the Sequitors to battle for every inch of ground. Still, there was no sign of magical treasure they sought. There was no choice but to fight on and delve even further into the Dark Tomb. Okay, so now it gives us part of our War Scroll profile. And it's got how fast they move, how many wounds they can take, and what their saving roll is. So a 4+ means that they need to score a 4 or more on the dice to save against that wound. So this week we've got Sequitors against Chain Rasps, or that's what it shows us here. So again, so a Sequitor would roll 2 dice, looking for 3 up to hit. So there's 1 there, a 3 up to wound, which he gets. Now, so that 1 wounding damage, the Chain Rasp would get a chance to save it. Now they would roll, they need to get a 4 up to save that wound. So in this case, he doesn't get it, so he takes the wound, which is enough to kill 1 Chain Rasp. You understand from previous weeks how this generally works. So we will set up for a new playthrough. So there's no combat for the Castigators this week, actually. So what we need is 5 Sequitors. So we get our 3 ones that we got this week. And what we'll do is we'll play as instructed in the mag, and then we'll play it again with the opposing team going first. Right, okay, so Sequitors go first. So they are going to move and pile in straight away. And we know they can easily do that because they've got a movement of 5 plus a 3-inch pile-in. So they're going to do that. And then they get 2 dice each to roll in attack. So they need 3 up to hit, of which they get 6. They need 3 up to wound, of which they get 4. Now the Chain Rasps, they get to roll in defense for these 4 dice. So they roll this many dice as well, and they're looking for a 4 up. That's their saving roll. And they make 1. So they take 3 wounds. These guys only take 1 wound per model, so they're all gone. Chain Rasps are going to pile in. Now again, they roll 2 dice per model. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. So that's 4 dice. Right, so they're looking for 4 up to hit. Okay, so that's 5 go through, then 4 up to wound, and none of them go through. So we're back to the Sequitors. Three up to hit. So that's 7 go through. 3 up to wound. 6 go through. Chain Rasp tries to save these 6 wounds, looking for 4-ups. Wow. Save 5 of them. So they lose 1 model. Okay, Chain Rasp hit back. With 6 models, that's 12 dice. 4 up to hit. Four up to wound. So 1, 2, 3, 4 go through. Now the Castigators, their saving roll is a 4 up. See what they get. So they save 1 wound, so they take 3 wounds. Now these guys take 2 wounds per model. So there's 2 gone, 2 wounds for that guy, so he's dead. And the next guy has got 1 wound left. Secators hit back with 8 dice. That's 4 models. 3 up. All but 1. 3 up to wound. 4 go through. 4 ups to save. 2 go through, so that's 2 more models dead. Chain Rasps hit back with 4 models. That's 8 dice. 4 up. 4 up to wound. 4 up to save from the Sequitors. Save 3, so they lose 1 more, which kills this model. Sequitors hit back with 3 models. So 3 ups. Bad roll. 3 ups again. 1 goes through. Okay, they're going to try and save it, and they fail. Another model dead. Right, 3 Chain Rasps versus 3 Sequitors. So that's 6 dice for the Chain Rasps, looking for 4 up, which is good. 4 up to wound. Wow, very good. So 4 go through. Sequitors need a 4 up to save. And they save 3 of them, so that's just 1 wound that goes through. But they're going to hit back with 6 dice. 3 up to hit. 3 up to wound. Saving rolls, looking for 4 up. None of them go through, so that's 2 more Chain Rasps dead. So we've got 1 Chain Rasp left. Rolling 2 dice, looking for 4 up to hit. Makes 1. 4 up to wound. Doesn't make it. Sequitors hit back with 6 dice. 3 up to hit. 3 go through. 3 up to wound. 2 go through. 4 ups to save. He doesn't make it. He's dead. Sequitors win. Right, let's try that again very quickly with the Chain Rasps going first. Okay, so now the furthest away Chain Rasp is still within 6 inches, which is their movement from the nearest Sequitor. So they can all make their move, followed by a pile-in. So they are all in hitting distance. Which they are. So they're going to roll 20 dice. So they're starting looking for 4 ups to hit. Alright. I just rolled that one back. So, right, now these guys are looking for 4 ups to wound. 1, 2, 3, 6 go through. Okay, so Sequitors need a 4 up to save. They save 3. So they take 3 damage, which they lose 1 model, and they take a wound on another. Right, Sequitors to hit back. 4 models, that's 8 dice. Looking for 3 up. which they make 7. 3 up again, which they make 5. So chain rafts need a 4 up to save these, and they save 3 of them. So that's 2 models dead. Right, chain rafts hitting back with 16 dice. 4 up. 3 up. Sorry, 4 up again. Only 1 goes through. Right, saving roll. They get a 6, so that's saved. Sequitor's back. 8 dice. 3 up. Not so good. 3 up again. Okay, so they're all successful. 4 up to save from the chain rasps. They fail them all. That's 3 more models dead. Right, chain rasps hit back with 4 models, so that's 8 dice. 4 up to hit. 4 up to wound. 4 up to save. They're all saved by the Sequitors. Right, Sequitors hit back again with 8 dice. 3 up to hit. 3 up to wound. 3 go through. Okay, 4 up saves. Chain rasps. Save them all. Okay, chain rasps hit back with 8 dice. 4 up. 4 up. Now 4 up to save. All saved. Back to the Sequitors. 3 ups to hit. 3 ups to wound. 4 ups to save. Nothing saves. That's another 2 chain rasps gone. Okay, chain rasps have got 2 models left, so that's 4 dice. 4 up to hit. 3 hits. 4 ups to wound. 2 wounds. 4 ups to save. 1 save. So one of our Sequitors take another damage. Okay, Sequitors hit back. 3 up to hit. 3 up to wound. 4 up to save. Okay, so it's 2 saves, so the chain rasps are down to 1 model. He's going to hit with 2 dice. Both go through. And to wound, none go through. Castigate, Sequitors piling in again. 3 up. 3 up. Okay, so all these need to be a 4 and up for the chain rasps to survive the round. It doesn't. Sequitors win. Okay, so you can see that just a very small battle like that lasts a lot longer with those extra rolls. So many more kind of opportunities to roll dice there. But it's a very good issue, to be honest. I like it. So not only do we get this, but when we get back to the rest of the details, we see that our Maimorn Banshees have been updated with their saving rolls, as have our Glaive Wraith Stalkers and our Castigators. So we did get 2 Castigators this week, but we didn't get to use them. So every model that we've got saving rolls for so far saves on a 4 up, which is good. So that's it for this week. So thanks very much for watching, and I will see you again for issue number 10. Thanks guys, catch you later.